A trial is expected to start today for a man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend. Richard Thorpe is charged with murder in the death of Virginia Cookson. She was found strangled in her home in Bangor in September of 2024. Court documents say Cookson and Thorpe had begun dating in April of that year and broke up shortly before her death. They also say days before Cookson was killed, her family reported that Thorpe had shown up at her home and had threatened to kill her. The trial will begin this morning in Penobscot County.
A man from Rockland is expected to be sentenced today for his involvement in a man's murder. John Flower, one of 3 people charged in connection with the death of Kyle McDougal. McDougal was found dead in Cushing in July of 2024. The chief medical examiner ruled that his death was a homicide from a gunshot wound. Flower is charged with hindering prosecution.
3 people are facing charges after a police chase in Lewiston. Police say they received a flock alert on Friday, which said that a stolen vehicle from Massachusetts was downtown. Officers found the suspects near Bartlett and Walnut Streets, they say. The suspects allegedly hit a cruiser, then drove down Howe Street to the back of Longley School. And that's when police say the suspects crashed into a playground fence and were taken into custody. A restaurant in South Portland is closed for the time being after a fire there. Mikado Sushi opened earlier this year. It's run by the same people who own Yosaku in Portland. The South Portland Fire Department says the fire happened on Sunday in the ceiling near a hood vent. Officials say the kitchen was significantly damaged and a significant portion of the roof had to be torn out. No one was hurt, but the restaurant is not reopening until repairs can be completed. For 1 full week, the men living in a sober home in South Portland did not have hot water, electricity, or heat.
Yeah, the men say the nonprofit that owns the home did not pay its utility bills. Our Christian Harsa has the story.
So Thursday morning, actually, about 8:30, 9 o'clock, I walked out and one of the guys said, "Hey, power's out." I said, "All right. Well, we'll see what's going on."
Sober home manager Jason Jarvis soon found out that only half the house had electricity and heat, and none of the house had hot water. A call to the utility companies confirmed that there was a billing issue by the organization running the sober home.
So we reached out to Vandenberg Friday and told them what the issue was.
Vandenberg Sober Living, a Massachusetts-based nonprofit, said it would take care of the issue.
Come Friday, about 3 o'clock, I began getting a little worried.
It would not be until the following Thursday that the utilities would be restored. From May 7th to 14th, incomplete electricity service, heat, and no hot water.
Sucked. It was terrible. Couldn't charge your phone. We couldn't cook food. I just spent $177 on groceries that went bad.
Because Vandenberg, founded by Dr. Hunter Foote, didn't pay $3,600 in utility bills.
We have stopped all business dealings with him. Mainly his properties are going in foreclosure, and the men and women that live there are not getting what they need.
Maine Association of Recovery Residences, MAR, Executive Director Ron Springle says keeping accountability to prevent those situations is why his group certifies sober homes, totaling to about 125 statewide. The house on Broadway is one of the few dozen that aren't certified.
We don't even know where they're at. There's no requirement for registration. They don't often advertise.
Getting certified creates a system for the home operators and their tenants. MAR doesn't certify any of Vandenberg's properties in Maine.
I heard some things, but I don't judge people on their reputation. You know, you always find out for yourself. And I did the hard way.
A kind out-of-pocket donation from one of MAR's board members restored the power temporarily.
I just want us to be okay. Bills being paid, a place to live. We know you're coming home every night. You have a house, which I don't think we're going to get. I don't think Vandenberg is going to pay the bill.
That was our Christian Harsa reporting. The residents have not heard from Vandenberg since the power came back on. We also reached out to Vandenberg multiple times. We have not heard back yet either. During their Memorial Day parade, people in Searsmont honored those affected by the massive fire at the lumber mill earlier this month. Volunteer firefighter Andrew Cross killed in the line of duty, 12 others injured. Yesterday, Robbins lumber trucks filled the streets with signs reading Searsmont Strong while thanking the community for its support. Searsmont residents say it was real important for everybody to come together.
I think having all our first responders and firefighters that came today to come up front and honor them also, along with our fallen, veterans, was a great tribute to this town. and all their hard work.
You can donate to the Robbins Lumber Fire Relief Fund by contacting the Searsmont Town Office.